Warning. This video was made by two idiots with no preparation, under time pressure, and who have English as their second language. You have been fairly warned.
Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of ThunderForth. Today we are filming in my living room. And today we also have a special guest, Lehto from Lehto Games and Media. Welcome.
Thank you, very nice to be here.
ThunderForth.
Today we are going to talk about our common fantasy world, Mervalde. It all began with me reading on the internet that Daniel was working on an adventure called Soot and Soil, and I was working on an adventure called The Creeping Darkness. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we both had a common place on both our maps, connecting both adventures? I contacted Daniel, and a few days later we agreed on having a common point called the Hans Hill.
So when I received a message from Jörgen, I believe he reached out via Facebook. We talked a little bit about our respective adventures, and I started to do some rework because I figured his world description had come kind of longer than mine. So I implemented some of his history into my world, my country, and we decided that my country, Nordmark, was an offspring from Widenmark. It was a former barony that had deceived the king of Widenmark to break free, and from there it kind of just rolled on.
We decided that we would split the world in two. I wrote about the lands west of the Hans Hills, and Daniel wrote about the lands east of the Hans Hills.
Yeah, more or less, and then we have done some juggling in between also. My inspiration, I believe, is mostly from Finnish and Scandinavian mythology. I have picked some things from the Finnish mythos Kalevala, and I have picked a lot of stuff from the northern ancient gods of Odin and Thor and such. But mostly I believe I am inspired by the Nordic sense of darkness and grittiness. It's a lot of grayscales, and I don't believe in a true good or a true bad. There is a lot of place in between them. So I believe I have gathered a lot of inspiration from stuff that describes those kind of things, like song lyrics, for example. I love song lyrics. They have been a huge influence. I can even pick a small verse from a song like from Depeche Mode or Nick Cave, and I take the spirit of that message and I translate it to an adventure.
My inspiration comes from medieval times, especially the time where Viking society was transitioned to a feudal society. Especially the books about the Knights Templar Arn Magnusson, written by the Swedish author Jan Guillou, is a big inspiration for me. The name Mervalde is actually from two German words. The word for sea, which is Meer, and the word for forest, which is Wald. And then I wrote it as a Swede would do and added an E in the end.
And I really liked it. Besides translating the first three adventures and the monster book to English, We are writing on the 4th installment in our adventure series for Mervalde, Blood and Betrayal, and it continues the epic storytelling that began in the first 3 parts. And it's a very free, sandboxy adventure where the choices of the characters really can make an impact and decide what will happen to this part of the world.
Right now I am working on 2 adventures. One softcover Viking adventure and one hardcover Arabian Nights kind of adventure. I'm also working on Monsters from Mervalde, the follow-up to this book, this pearl, my precious.
My precious! The shared world Bible is actually a pretty good idea, I believe. We're kind of, in many ways, done with the northmost part of the world, kind of. And together that information in kind of an atlas or I don't know, an encyclopedia for the world. I think that's would be benefiting for both players and if anyone else should want to try their luck and write for us.
It would be an interesting project to work with Daniel on and collaborating on a world book. And we have had many discussions about ideas that we have so far not talked about. And they would be perfect for a world book. So if we only can find the time, I'm sure we can do a book. We are now giving you a small insight to Mervalde. And I want to thank Daniel for visiting me, and I wish him good luck on any future projects.
Yeah, and same to you, and I'm sure we will stay in contact.
Yeah.
And there's so much we have to tell you all out there, so I imagine this is only part 1.
Yes.